Okay, my Burpee Warriors, how to compete, how to participate in the Burpee War without hurting yourself. I am going to show you 4 exercises, I think. I reserve the right to change my mind once I start filming. And these are recovery exercises. Restore, rehabilitate, prehab, rehab stuff to keep your joints safe. Our primary problems are going to be the wrist, kind of an elbow or an adjacent elbow issue, shoulder, neck, scapula, lower back. I'm just going to address the arms today, and I have some other ideas, some more advanced ideas for lower back and just general physical preparedness stuff that I'll do in a later video. But I did want to say a couple things first, like the Burpee War, right? By the end of this 100 days, assuming you get there, you'll have done over 5,000 burpees. And you might be going from a place where you've done literally 0 burpees to then in 100 days accruing more than 5,000. That's a big ask. And it might not be a possible ask. A lot can go wrong in 100 days. So, buyer beware, right? This will not guarantee that you get through this war without getting hurt. It's entirely possible that you will get hurt. And there's very little any of us can do about that. I mean, injury is part of the game. This is a contact sport. Like, your body's coming into contact with the ground. It's a calisthenic, it's a dynamic movement, and there are inherent risks to this. Now, this being said, there are a few things you can do, and my first tip, I'm in beautiful I hit the button by mistake. So, as I was saying, I'm in beautiful Bonaventure Cemetery. Look at this place. Taking my morning constitutional. My first tip, you have 20 minutes every day to complete your burpees. Don't race through them. Just don't do that. I mean, what I'm going to say next, I know you won't do. I know you won't do it. But I would take the full 20 minutes pretty much every day, even as low as we are today, even with just 3 burpees. And it doesn't mean space them out in such a way or do them so slowly that it takes you the full 20 minutes, but use that 20 minutes to be curious, be creative, be playful. Get on the floor with your own body and just move around, man. Like, to a degree, there's like the advice of pseudo professionals, and there's great benefit in that, you know, like training advice, like general joint health, mobility, strength training, progressive overload, linear progressions. I can throw a bunch of words like that at you. And that stuff is important and it is useful, but it's nowhere near as important as you connecting with your own meat suit, your body. And like, your problems are going to be distinctly and uniquely your own. There may be some precedent for the best ways to mitigate these issues, but like, okay, here's an example. We all have fascia tissue, right? That's that like cling wrap booger tissue inside of our bodies that connects all of our muscles, all of our joints, all of our organs, all of our bones. It cling wraps everything inside of us, you know, and we know that this exists and that everybody has it, right? And we know about fascia release. We know about foam rolling. We know a number of tactics and strategies to help us with assumed fascia-related problems, right? but nobody knows anything about your fascia tissue. And there's very good reason to believe that fascia is highly distinct person to person. That the thickness, the quality of it, the tensile strength, the chemical makeup, the biochemical makeup of this tissue could vary enormously person to person. And without cutting you open and looking at it, well, we got to take some educated guesses, you know? And tactics that work great for pain relief and recovery for another person might not work for you at all. And that is not a failing of these tactics or the science. It is a misunderstanding of the enormous variability that we have body to body. Or not even a misunderstanding, but a failure to give it its due respect. With this 20-minute time period every day, we could take time to unravel this puzzle on our own. And I highly recommend that if you don't do it every day, you at least do it sometimes. Because I promise you, you're going to figure shit out. You're going to figure some pretty interesting shit out. And it's worth it. Not just for the Burpee War, but for life in general. Anyway, that was a long rant. I talked, and I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to talk inside my war room, and I'm going to show you these 4, maybe 5 exercises. Happy St. Patty's Day. Yeah, I don't mean that. St. Patty's Day is gross and stupid. That's that. See you soon. Okay, babies. Exercise 1. This one's for your rotator cuff, generally your shoulder, elbow, this whole mess of goofy nonsense, right? You're gonna need something for resistance. I've got little dumbbells, but you could use a book, you could use a jug of water, you could use a water bottle. If you don't have anything, you use a rock. I mean, you don't need something heavy, but you will need a little resistance. I've got a 8-pound dumbbell. I'm gonna show you how it goes. First, you sit facing forward. Try to keep yourself aligned forward as best you can. Open one hip out to the side. Take your elbow, place it on top, readjust your seat a little bit. It might be this is an extreme kind of position for you. If that's the case, you can do it on the floor and close it up a little bit. This is just as good. Well, maybe not just as good, but it will do. You know, you want to kind of be wide, if possible. Find a comfortable seat. You've got your dumbbell, and you want to make sure your elbow doesn't move on the knee very much, so you're relatively secure, right? You go up, and then a controlled movement down, slow. So like a 2 to 4 count down. Up can be kind of fast, down, just like that. You're looking for somewhere in the ballpark of 20 to 30 reps, both sides. I would like to see 2 sets. So what this could look like, right? Today's day 3, you know? And you have 20 minutes. So maybe you do every minute on the minute, 3 burpees for 10 minutes. That's quite a bit of work, right? You've accrued 30 burpees. And then with the remaining 10 minutes, you do these exercises. That could be a way to use your full 20 minutes, right? And not every day, man. I know I would prefer every day, but it doesn't have to be every day, you know? 8 pounds is quite heavy for that movement. You'll feel it when you do it. It's pretty gnarly. You're gonna feel stuff really close to the bone working. And you're just trying to garner a little hypertrophy. You're trying to get the, I can't remember the name of it now. You're trying to get nutrients into your joints, basically. Let's move on, right? So, we're gonna work our wrists next, yeah? We'll come down here. So what we're gonna do, kind of a plank position, put our weight on our wrists and walk forward. I'm on my knees right now, but if this is too easy for you, if you're like Lauren out there, and you do handstands all the time, you're gonna need something a little more extreme, right? You can come into a plank and rock in a pseudo planche work, you know? Opening that wrist, you know? Getting into these problem areas, working. If you're cranking out burpees, you might come into a bad position and you want to strengthen those tendons, strengthen those joints in advance. This next one, a little bit more problematic. Let's try that. As you can undoubtedly tell, I have not rehearsed this. Yeah. That's not my way, it's not my style, right? Same idea as this, where we're rocking forward. We're opening the wrist like this, but we're gonna turn onto the back, yeah? So, you're coming down onto the back of your hand, and I am very tender right here today. This is really rough on me, so I'm not gonna put much pressure on it. You might be able to get away with a lot more. You can do them both at once, and all you're trying to do is roll your elbow pits forward. Allow this movement to happen inside the joints. You're using your shoulders, you're using your elbows, and rolling them out. I would say 30 seconds each, both wrist exercises. 2 sets. So you have 2 sets of your rotator cuff work, like so. 2 sets of your wrist work. And you can alternate, right? Next, a little hanging, yeah? So I realize you all don't cut out on me again. So anyway, I realize you all don't have home gyms, you know, I'm pretty special. But like, you can find a place to hang outside or your door frame. One thing I used to do back in the day, I'd take a raggedy pair of jeans and I just kind of weave the legs together. So I have a sort of denim rope, throw it over a branch outside and do my hangs and pulls off of that. It works great, it's super tough. But all you want to do is a passive hang, that's it. Just grab the bar or branch or your pseudo jean rope and allow your body weight to kind of decompress your wrists after that work. If you want, you can do a little scap work. You can do a little lever work, anything you like if you're a little more advanced, but otherwise you want 30 seconds. You want 30 seconds you just did 2 exercises that in some ways compress the joint, and now you're opening it back up for daily living, yeah? We're looking at 30 seconds again, 2 sets. You could do it as a circuit where you just go through. You could do one side at a time. You could do both sides at once. You can scale it by any way that you see fit. And I feel like I have to say this again, even though I already said it, but these are just suggestions, you know? And they're not going to safeguard you or guarantee you anything. These are things that have worked for me. More than these suggestions, I recommend that you hit the floor and play. And more than anything, as far as the Burpee War is concerned, there are going to be days where you wake up and you hate that you have to do this. And you're just going to want to hit the floor and get them done. You're going to do them as fast as you can. We have lost more competitors that way than any other tactic. Like, you need to interrupt that dialogue. You need to slow down for a second. And like just when we get into the 60s and just doing them as fast as you can to get them done is not a long-term strategy for success. You might get day 60 done, but your chances of day 61, they're going right in the shitter. I'm going to post another video and maybe tomorrow, maybe another couple days, where I go over some more advanced tools to keep yourself and your joints healthy. But that's it for right now. Let me know what you think. I love you guys. Stay strong out there. It's day 3. It's getting hot now. All right, that's it for today.